Okay, first son say, all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bashim Al Shah, Bashim Gal Kadash. Get the one to elders, apostle, teacher, great millstone from my learning the truth. Now say, Shalom to the hopeful elect of Israel. And I'm going to discern this on the destruction of America, the Third World War. And there's a saying that centers around the Fourth World War, talked about how it's going to be fought with sticks and stones, because World War III is going to set everything back to the Stone Age. And I was just watching this video with this guy that's talking about how difficult it would be for um, other countries to get their soldiers' boots on the ground in America. And he's the guy that I'm not sure if he believes in America, but he most like as far as being in that gung ho American patriot spirit, but he most definitely he most definitely loves this place. But and I was thinking about when the guy was talking about that, how World War III, because World War III is starting. Joe Biden is we're in the beginning stages of it. And you may have heard that for a while, but um, that's a thing that's going to happen. It's happening. You take a look at your news. Um, that's some shit that's going on with you got the whole developments with the Ukraine and Russia and America giving weapons to Ukraine. And you got America involved in the Israel conflict that's going on over there. The scripture how the least of the flock, referring to the Amalekites, is going to draw America out. See, if Israel gets in the war, gets in a conflict, America has to go over there and help, because they're contracted with them, they're allies. You also have America. You have sleeper cells inside of America in the form of these migrants. You have America fucking with Russia and all these other heathen nations. But World War III it's not going to be your conventional war. That's why all of these heathen militaries are doing what? They're building up their missiles. The missile in ICBM development, that's the big thing. Sure, you may have little skirmishes, but the meat of that war is going to be with missiles. And this is Isaiah 9:4 or 9:5. For every battle of the warriors with confused noise and garments rolled in blood, but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire. And you want an example of confused noise, garments rolled in blood? Take a look at the movie 300. But this one is going to be with burning and fuel of fire. And what two words? That word that triggers the thought of a missile is fuel. Because missiles run on fuel. But you're gonna have also Yahweh Shai say the second, I think Exodus 13, 14 or 13. How it talks about how what everybody's gonna be embroiled in war, and then they're gonna turn to I think it said to the man that came out of the sea. But I think it was John F. Kennedy that mentioned an extraterrestrial threat. How everybody's gonna have to come together against that threat, which is Yahweh Shai, and he knew. You have plenty of scriptures going into plenty of scriptures referring to end time prophecy going into fire. And that's the theme when you go into like the destruction of Babylon the Great, it ending with fire. I'm going to start here, Revelation 6, not start, but Revelation 6 and 14. "13, and the stars of heaven fell into the earth, even as a fig tree casteth her untimely figs, which when she is shaken of a mighty wind, which is referring to the missiles. And heaven departed as a scroll, and what? The mushroom cloud, it rolls together like a scroll. When it's rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. And that's the earthquake, that's a shock wave of that resounding missile strike. You got other scriptures referring to a fiery serpent, which when you look at the back of the missile, the exhaust looks like it's serpent, it's snake like how it moves. And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, every bondman, every freedman hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains, going into bunkers. And he said to the mountains and rocks, fall upon us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne, from the wrath of the Lamb, which is Yahushua. From the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand? And this is going into the 144,000. You're also going to have 1/3. The 144,000 are going to be the governing body. You'll also have the 1/3 of our people that are going to be saved from this. And what's that? Jeremiah 50 and 14, 13. Because the wrath of the Lord Yahweh Shemashah shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss all their plague. And it says it shall not be inhabited, it should be wholly desolate. And you see how I guess a word will be fruitful. America is, it says it's going to be wholly desolate and uninhabited. There's another scripture talk about how what was it? It's going to be house of every unclean bird, referring to like I think the correct term is different birds of prey, vultures, unclean birds that I know it's unclean birds that we're not supposed to be eating. That's going to dwell over here in America, but there's going to be no people here. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished and hiss at all her plagues, per yourselves. And once again, what has the power to make it was Joel. That's Joel. I'm gonna get that right now. What has the power to do this? Joel 2 and 2. A day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick dark. I'm just gonna get to the point. Well, yeah, that was it. And as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and strong, there hath not been ever the like, neither shall it be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them the flame burneth. And once again, the theme of the destruction of America is fire. That's going to be the main instrument in causing, of wiping this place out. Which, once again, fire issues forth from what? From missiles. You're not going to have a nigga setting fire. You're going to have your house shining chairs burning things down, of course. And it talks about that. But the main theme, those instruments of the Lord's wrath is going to be fire. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them and behind them. And once again, before the missiles, the land, it's inhabited. It's lush. There's things in the land. But it says behind them before them and behind them after the missiles pass over the land, a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. And once again, what's a character? One of the defining characteristics of a nuclear missile is the fact that everything within its blast radius and vicinity is getting wiped the fuck out. The appearance of them is the appearance of horses, and as horsemen, so shall they run. Like as noise of chariots on top of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in array. for their face people shall be much pained, and all faces shall gather blackness. They're going to be turned into ash. They shall run like mighty men, and they shall climb wall like men of war. And an example of that is in the movie Knowing. When at the end of the movie, I think it was Empire State Building at the end of the movie when that fire set down. I think it was in New York. That's where Empire State Building is. When the fire set, no, Manhattan, one of the motherfuckers, when the fire set down, it literally climbed up that building. You know, they shall march everyone on his ways, they shall not break their ranks. Neither shall one thrust another, they shall walk everyone in his path, and when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. They shall run to and fro in the city, they shall run upon the wall, they shall climb upon the houses, they shall enter in at the windows like a thief. So everything is getting swept away. And once again, the defining characteristic of a nuclear missile is the fact that it wipes everything out in its vicinity. The earth shall quake before him. That's another thing they do. The heavens shall tremble. The sun and the moon shall be dark, and the stars shall withdraw their shining. Why? Because the dust that's going to be, that smoke is going to blot out the sky. And the Lord shall utter his voice before his army, for his camp is very great. For he is strong to execute his word. For the day of the Lord is great and very terrible, and who can abide it? Therefore also now, said the Lord, turn ye even to me with all your heart, and with fasting, with weeping, and with mourning. Why? Is because if you're not under the wing of Yahweh Shema Shai, it doesn't matter how much money you have, you're going to die. And that's not something that's fully set in with these Americans yet, because like a lot of Americans, like the guy, the guy mentioned World War III. He knows about World War III. He knows a little bit about what's going on, but he didn't really seem all that worried. And you have people that may know what's going on, but aren't really all that worried because they think it can't touch down here in America. But once again, the guy, I'm not sure if he understood that the fact that World War III, the bulk of it is going to be fucking missiles flying. Especially when it gets to the point where America gets destroyed, they're not gonna have any need to really do like your whole conventional warfare boots on the ground. The end of that is going to be those niggas shitting on America with missiles. They're gonna drop the load on this bitch. And that's a reason why America's gonna go the fuck down. They just fucking dresser. Man, these motherfuckers. And you want to know what one of the reasons why the Lord's gonna destroy America? I'm here at the laundromat trying to get shit, laundry out the way as early as possible. And there's a nigga in drag right here. And what Sodom and Gomorrah was an example of what not to do. And what happened with Sodom and Gomorrah? If it said there was an example, it went down in fire. And America is referred to as Sodom and Egypt. Which means, what happened to Sodom and Gomorrah? It was 5 cities. Sodom and Gomorrah were 2 of them. But what happened? Mainly Sodom and Gomorrah, because those are the 2 worst. It went down in fire. And that was said, scripture makes y'all as an example of what not to do. America went above and beyond the call of duty. So what do you think the Lord's going to do to America going above and beyond the call of duty if he melted Sodom and Gomorrah for what they did? And mind you, there were men that were surrounding Lot's house that tried to fuck angels. And the Lord put them niggas down. And America is exponentially. How much worse can you get than actual? That's what a lot of people need to really ponder on. They try to fuck angels. Well, really, yeah, they try to fuck angels. And America is way worse than trying to defile angels. That's why the Lord is going to do what he's going to do to this fucking place. Because this is worse than that. But I just want to go a little bit into You know, the missiles are prophesied in the Bible. And you want to know something interesting? Let me look this up. Another piece of proof for those of you naysayers. I think that's it, Jeremiah. Let me see here. I think this may be the verse, but I am about to see. Let's see here. Let's if this is the right scripture, because there's a scripture where it mentions the word. I think it mentions the word arrow specifically, and that word arrow, it literally says missile. When you go into the blue letter, I forgot what scripture it was, but when you go into the etymology of that word for arrow, it literally fucking says missile. You just think about that. That word. It meant missile. That's actually that's insane. This Bible is the truth. All of this shit is going to happen. But it's like I couldn't find it. Probably should have screenshotted it. I think I may have screenshotted it, but yeah, the word, I'll say it once again. That word, when you go into the Bible, the etymology of that word, it goes into missile. That's insane. You know, this shit is going to happen, man. But hope is edifying. Say all praises, glory, down to Yahweh, Bashim, Shai, Bashim, Gakudash, the Bronze, others possible teacher, great meal, some from true Shalom to hope, let Israel instruction, battle on great America.